They said the Michigan forests were loud in those days, axes ringing, saws screaming, men shouting over the crash of falling timber. But every lumberjack in Wexford County agreed on one thing. When the woods went quiet, something else was listening. Something tall, something wrong, something that walked like a man but watched like a wolf. In the winter of 1887, two men stepped into that silence and met the creature that would haunt Michigan for more than a century. A thing with the body of a man, the head of a dog, and the eyes that glowed like cold lanterns in the dark. Tonight, we go back to where it began. Welcome back to Rick's Storyverse, where the old roads end, the shadows breathe, and the forgotten stories wait for someone brave enough to hear them. This tale comes from the logging frontier, a place where men lived hard, died young, and swore the trees whispered at night. The Dogman legend didn't start with radio songs or modern sightings. It began with two men, a frozen morning, and a creature that should not have existed. The winter of 1887 had settled deep into Wexford County, laying a white silence over the logging camps. The men worked from dawn to dusk, their breath rising in clouds, their boots crunching through the snow that never seemed to melt. Among them were Elias Turner and Caleb Rourke, partners on the saw line and friends for years. Elias was the quiet one, steady hands, sharp eyes, a man who listened more than he spoke. Caleb was the opposite, loud, fearless, and always ready to laugh at danger. But even Caleb admitted that something felt wrong that winter. Wolves were scarce, tracks appeared where no animal should have been, and at night, a strange howl drifted through the trees, too deep for a wolf, too long for a man. One morning before the sun had fully risen, Elias and Caleb were sent to check a stand of pines half a mile from camp. The air was brittle, the kind that cracked in your lungs. Their boots broke through the crusted snow as they walked. The forest dim and blue around them. Caleb was mid-story when Elias stopped. "Did you hear that?" Elias whispered. Caleb rolled his eyes. "Another wolf. They're scared of us. Don't worry." But Elias shook his head. That wasn't a wolf. A low growl drifted through the trees. Not loud, but close. Too close. They moved slowly, scanning the shadows. The forest felt wrong, as if every tree leaned in to listen. And then they saw it. At first, it looked like a man standing between the pines. Tall, broad-shouldered, still. But as their eyes adjusted, the shape sharpened into something impossible. The head was elongated, the ears pointed, the snout narrow and twitching. Its breath steamed in the cold air. Its eyes glowed a pale, unnatural blue. Caleb took a step back. What is that?" Elias didn't answer. He couldn't. The creature stood on two legs, its chest rising and falling like a man's, but its hands, if they were hands, ended in long curved claws. It tilted its head, studying them with strange, unsettling intelligence. Then it moved. Not fast, not aggressive, just a slow, deliberate step forward, as if testing the space between them. Snow crunched under its weight. Elias felt the sound in his bones. Caleb raised his axe. "Stay back," he shouted, though his voice cracked. The creature didn't flinch. Instead, it opened its mouth and released a sound that froze the blood in their veins. A howl that rose like a scream, too human to be an animal, too wild to be a man. The forest echoed with it, the trees trembling with vibration. Elias grabbed Caleb's arm. Run! They tore through the snow, branches whipping their faces, breath burning in their lungs. Behind them, they heard the creature drop to all fours, the rhythm of its pursuit shifting, faster, heavier, closing the distance. Caleb stumbled, but Elias hauled him up, refusing to look back. The camp was close now, smoke rising, voices carrying faintly through the trees. Safety, light, people. The creature stopped at the tree line. Elias felt it before he saw it. The sudden absence of sound, the way the forest seemed to hold its breath. He turned slowly. The dogman stood at the edge of the clearing, upright again, watching them with those cold blue eyes. It didn't chase them any further. It didn't need to. It had been seen, and it wanted them to remember. For weeks after, the men refused to go into the woods alone. Strange tracks appeared around the camp, deep, wide, bipedal. The howls continued, drifting through the night like warnings. Elias and Caleb told their story only once, and even then, the foreman told them to keep it quiet. Men get scared, he said. Scared men don't work. But the legend spread anyway. Some said the creature was a guardian of the forest, angered by the destruction of the old pines. Others claimed it was a spirit, a shapeshifter, a remnant of something ancient that walked the land long before settlers arrived. A few believed it was simply an animal, a mutation, freak of nature. Elias never offered an explanation. He only said one thing years later when asked about that morning. It wasn't hunting us, he whispered. It was warning us. And whatever it was, I don't think it was alone. The dogman was seen again in 1917, then 1937, then 1957. Always in the deep woods, always in quiet, always watching. But the first sighting, the one that started the legend, belonged to two men who walked into the winter forest of 1887 and came back changed forever. And somewhere in the Michigan pines, the silence still waits. I'd like to end this story with a poem, and here's the poem. The winter woods held secrets carved in frost, where wandering men learn what silence cost. A towering shape with cold blue eyes stepped from the pines where shadow lies. Its breath rose slow in the frozen air, a warning whispered from something rare. It watched the men with a hunter's grace, a primal truth etched across its face. They fled the howl that split the dawn, a scream of night where fear is drawn. And still the tale walks forest ground, for Dogman comes when no one's around. That's another story from the edge of night. Please like and subscribe to keep the torch alight. Good night.